going to activate the device, and you can see here's the lock screen. Shows some indications of new messages that have been received, as well as upcoming sales meeting. Integrated lock screen. Just have it set to 1, 2, 3, 4 just so you can see what it looks like. This is the start screen. It's all tile based. It looks somewhat like the menus we saw on the Kin, except totally user configurable and can get quite long. If you want to rearrange things, you just long press on a tile and then you can move them around. Tap here to get to the main menu. It is a long alphabetic list of applications. There's no organization whatsoever, so this is kind of cumbersome. There's no folders except games do all get put into a separate games section here. Not really a folder, but at least it's a little more organized. Back button always gets you back, of course. Start button, no matter where you are, always takes you back to the start screen. You can see that these tiles are live. There's some of my contact photos showing up in People. One Outlook message, 2 text messages. Scroll down here, you'll see some other things, pictures from People, and Facebook status messages will come up in here as well if there are any new ones. You also see one new Google Mail. Let's say there's a tile you wish to get rid of. We'll get rid of AT&T Uverse, for example. Just long press it just as if you were going to move it around, except you tap on the unpin button and away it goes. Better yet though, if you know you're never going to use an app, even if it's a carrier app, for example AT&T Family Map, you can uninstall anything. So anything the carrier or the manufacturer loads, you can unload. You notice up at the top of the screen is a lot of blank space. There's no status indication unless you tap there, at which point you can see battery, Wi-Fi, and signal strength. And I find that a little annoying that I can't always see it. I don't want to have to tap to see if I have a signal or where the battery is, but it's something you'll probably get used to. I'm going to jump into settings and show you some of the themes. Look at the nice transitions, how everything flips in. It's pretty cool looking. Nice scrolling, very smooth scrolling on the phone in general. Go into themes. Right now we're running the dark theme. Going to tap this and go into light. Not very attractive, if you ask me. I'll just show you what it looks like. A little odd, but it looks really good. The Super AMOLED blacks on this display are just really fantastic. So I'm going to put that back to dark. But I will show you that you can change the accent colors. We were running, maybe it was teal, I don't know. I'm going to flip this to orange instead. And you'll notice when we go back to the home screen, everything's orange. Default tiles that don't have their own color or whatever the accent color is. If you want to get into voice command, all you have to do is long press the start button here. Call Jack Black Mobile.
Calling Jack Black Mobile.
You can see the call is placed. Push this button for the menu to activate the speakerphone, and just tap here to end the call. You can, of course, just dial. And whenever you're in a call, you can still jump around to other parts of the system and get back by tapping at the notification area. We're back in settings here, just so I can again point out that there's both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support, and show you some of the UI functions, just how the settings are organized here. I can swipe left and right to switch panes, so now I can get to applications for things like Maps and the People application, which is Contacts. I'm going to jump into the People application. You can see all the contacts here, so I've got a lot of contacts pulled in from Gmail, from Exchange. You can also pull in contacts from Windows Live as well, Facebook. You'll notice that it's a really long list, and there's no obvious way of getting to jumping ahead. You can, of course, search. I could type J-O, J-O-H-N, that kind of thing. That works just fine. But sometimes you just want to skip. You'll notice the letter here for B, for the B section. If I tap on that, the phone will show you all the letters that have matching names. So I can hit R and jump right to the R's, which is really kind of cool. Big font up at the top. If you long press on it, you get access to some settings, just like you could in the settings part of the menu. You'll notice a little bit of the next screen over here. That's trying to give you a hint that you can move over and swipe. This is the What's New feed. It's basically inbound status messages from Facebook and Windows Live. There's no Twitter or MySpace support built in right now. You can look at something. Just tap on somebody here to take a look at their feed, profile, things like that. Or you can tap just on the comment box there to see all the people that like and have commented on that status update. And of course you can like or post a response yourself. In addition to the status feeds and the list, you also got access to recently accessed contacts. And since I was just in my friend Sue's Facebook section there, her Phillies logo is showing up. And see, I can scroll left and right within that section because there's more than one page worth of recently accessed contacts. As you probably noticed on the start screen, I have some contacts pinned there. If you just long press on one, you can either go in, edit the contact, or pin them to the start screen. It'll append it to the bottom of the screen. There you can see Rafe's picture, and I'll move that in there so it's nice and neat. You might have noticed this picture at the top of the contact list. That's the Me card. That's our own personal status messages right here. So I tap on this, you can see the messages I've posted. Here's one about enjoying the focus. If I tap here, I can enter a new status message. This is the virtual keyboard. It's really, really great. It has great prediction, works really well. A little hard doing it behind a camera. You'll even notice it does auto capitalization for proper nouns that it knows. So I'm going to type Samsung with lowercase, and it will fix it. Been really, really pleased with this. Unfortunately, Microsoft says there's no support for third-party text input systems, meaning we're probably not going to see swipe or anything like that, at least not for the time being. I'm going to scroll down here to the Pictures tile so you can see that. Tap on it, and you'll notice it uses one of our own pictures as the background. You can set that manually. I'm long pressing on the text pictures. You can set it manually to whatever you like, or you can have it change automatically. So it's using one of the sample photos, it looks like. All the status message or social network photos are updated here. MSN Live and Facebook at the moment. Get to all your photos. Notice a lot of things pulled in from our Facebook account, mobile uploads, things like that. Camera roll, or the photos I've actually taken. Has a nice film strip kind of view, which I really kind of dig. Multi-touch zooming, of course. We've got this macro photo of a rope knot. You can see the phone's working in landscape orientation just fine. The problem is Windows Phone 7 in general does not support landscape very well, and applications don't need to support it. So I back out here, and all of a sudden I'm at the Pictures application, and there's nothing you can do. You're not going to get this to work in landscape, which is a real annoyance. Back button will take me back out to the prior level, and save photos are also in here. And it's really easy to share a photo. You just long press the photo, and you have access to sharing through various email accounts or uploading. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And another nice thing about the photos is they'll automatically be uploaded to Microsoft's SkyDrive site. The 5 megapixel pictures will be downsized a bit, but still pretty handy, and you can get to them quite easily just going through windowsphone.live.com. I'm going to go into the Zune player here. The background image you hear is it's a band called The Heavy, and the Zune player randomly takes images from the music you're playing or downloading and uses it as background. History. The Zune player is a little complex. If you've used Zune before, you'll make sense of it. Otherwise, it's maybe a little odd how you navigate through it. But once you get the hang of it, it really gives you access to a lot of things. So I'm going to tap here so you can see all the music I've got loaded into the device. And just like in the Contacts app, you can skip ahead to a particular letter. Album art supported, of course. This is a band called Pink Turns Blue. If you long press on one of the track controls, it'll scan forward. Switch tracks with a simple swipe. Gonna deactivate the phone and then reactivate it. You can see we have immediate access to it even on the lock screen without unlocking the phone. And if I hit the start menu and go back elsewhere, it still plays in the background, and pressing the volume key, pressing the volume key will bring back those controls. Go to the marketplace and you can see how you shop for new music, and even if you're not planning on buying any particular tracks, you can still stream things live and play them in real time just by having a Zune Pass, which costs $15 per month. So a bunch of things you can go through here and look at the recommendations, or you can just hit the search button here and search. If I go into the marketplace, you can see the 2 there suggests that there are multiple updates available to me for applications I've already downloaded. It says right there 2 updates. I can hit the update all button to automatically update those. Right now we're just going to look at some of the apps that are here. You can pick by category. Samsung has their own section with some applications, but let's pick finance, and we can look at some of the applications. Top apps, just new apps, or just free apps, and categories, and I'm not quite sure what that means, to be honest.